Nice conditions out this morning. I was chasing Tailor off a nice reef, which is a bit of a trek there, and on the way there I noticed there's quite a bit of broken weed, so I just spent a bit of time taking off second trebles on my lures. I've got a lure clip on here as well, so I can quickly change lures as required, so I'd put on the trebles back on this shiver stick, but I changed it over once I got there. After a few casts I actually couldn't quite get to the target area that I was after, so I switched over to using some metals. So I was using a CID COUTA cast, and this was a new 28 gram, which is a great weight for the sort of semi-light setup that I've got, which is like a 3 to 6 kilo rod, 3000 reel. The main reason I've switched to the metals was casting distance. I could see fish working out just a little bit out of stickbait casting distance. There was a few fishermen already down here catching them on metals as well, so you know, thought that would be a good option, and it paid off. Literally on the first cast changing over. So sometimes you got to play the conditions. I think stickbaits overall probably catch more fish for me, but sometimes it's just good to get that extra little bit of casting distance and also match the hatch. So if they're smaller, particularly in the summer time, you get those smaller little bait fish which are easily mimicked by these little CID COUTA casts in the 28 grams. It's like a smaller profile, which I think works well. It's a bit of a trickier spot here where I've got to pull them over a rocky ledge here, so you've sort of got to hold your rod up a little bit higher, which leaves you susceptible to having lures thrown, but I managed to land this one. Nice start to the morning. Probably about a few casts later I was back on. So you can see probably about 4 or 5 metres in front of me there's like a little rocky ledge there, so I just got to be careful I don't, one, get washed into there, but the swell wasn't too high, but it doesn't really take a lot, and particularly there's lots of holes and little bits of rock here. You just got to be careful, make sure you got your reef shoes on. Fish flicked me off right at the last second. Luckily I reacted quickly and somehow got it caught right under my foot before that wave came. A little bit smaller than the last one, but still a lot of fun. Looking to catch a feed for a good smoke up of the fish a bit later. Nice one just as the sun's coming up. The gears in my reel were starting to give way. The reel's getting a little bit old, and I've been out here spinning for quite a while. Although I'm showing fish after fish, there was, good 20 minutes, 15 minutes in between some of them. Because I'm spinning these metals really fast, I think reel was starting to overheat. Time for a new reel. I bought myself a nice treat which I'll be using in the next few videos. This one was fighting a bit funny and it felt a lot bigger. It's because I hooked it just underneath its chin. These fish were bled and then stuck straight into my cooler backpack, so I had a few frozen bottles of water in there to keep them nice and cool and get them cold straight away. Definitely makes a big difference, so bleed them, put them straight on ice. The reel was really starting to play up here. the second one I lost pulling it over that ledge. A lot easier to cope with when you've already got a few in the bag at least. I'd switched over to the 45 gram CID COUTA cast. This one was in pink. It's like a whitey pink colour. I think it's a really good little colour to sort of mimic those white bait fish. It was a little bit over the lure weight for this rod, so I was just lobbing them right into the sky. So you know, I usually go 5-10 grams give or take either side, but this one was probably about 10-15 over what my lure weight is for this rod. So when I'm doing that, I just do a slow lob right into the sky. So I wouldn't be punching heavy lures with a light rod into the wind, but in these sort of conditions where there's pretty much no wind or very little, it's fine just to lob them. At your own risk, obviously. So I smoked these up when I got home. I'll quickly show you the recipe. I've got this in heaps of my other videos, so I won't go on it too much. So basically did a 30 grams of salt, 30 grams of raw sugar, dissolve that in 1 litre of water, and then I put in some dill stalks and I let that cure in the fridge for 6 hours. I then rinse it off with cold water, and when I say let it dry, I mean I patted it down with paper towel and then I put it in the fridge uncovered. I then smoked it with some applewood chips for about 30 minutes on, low to medium heat. The next day I flaked it up and it was bloody delicious. So this is actually a recipe I made a few months ago when I caught a few Tailor. I'm making some smoked fish croquettes. So start off with making some mashed potatoes, so boiling some potatoes, then I grab an egg and separate the yolk from the white. For the sauce I've just got some smoked lemon and mix it with some mayo, pretty simple. So for the recipe I've got about 60% potato to 40% smoked fish, add in some lemon thyme, I'll add in a couple of spoons of cream, and then I'll add in the yolk to make it nice and decadent, bit of salt and pepper, and then I'll make some little cylinders and bread it with panko crumbs. So I've got seasoned flour, egg white and the panko crumbs, and I'm cooking that in sunflower oil. When they're nice and brown, ready to eat. They were absolutely delicious. Thanks for watching. For more Tailor videos, please subscribe. Feel free to ask any questions below.